Back in the office, and I'm excited to bring you guys a very unique video. In this video, we'll be interviewing a trader who has passed a trading challenge. The trader we're going to be interviewing for this video is Smart Money Source. He's a fantastic trader. He's also an educator within VVS Academy, and he just passed the prop trading challenge. If you're interested in learning more about Smart Money as Smart Money Source teaches, or you want to get better trading in general, be sure to check out his channel as well as VVS. Going to be the top link in the description below. If you join VVS, you get myself and Smart Money Source and other traders as well. The top traders, Barrett Wave as well. We're all teaching the top strategies out there: Wyckoff, Smart Money, and Elliott Wave. If you join VVS, top link in the description below. As always, I have a special code for you guys to use. If you want to join the prop trading, it's going to give you 10% extra refund, 110% in total, if you end up passing the prop trading and you have a first successful month. That being said, let's go ahead and get started with the interview. Congratulations on passing the prop trading in one trade. How does that make you feel?
Oh, it feels very well. I have been babysitting that trade for like 6 hours, and when I woke up, because I entered the previous night, I was in deep profits, but I was still 10 pips away from hitting my take profits. And those 10 pips took like 5 hours to hit, and it price started consolidating. So I was trying to manage my stop loss in profit the best way possible to not allow price to take out all my profits, but at the same time securing if price is going to reverse before hitting my take profits. It wasn't easy, but as soon as it hit, I was very happy because I was waiting for a long time for it to get hit. And doing it on one trade is amazing. I knew that I have the possibility to do that by using Smart Money and Wyckoff, but obviously it's not the same saying that executing, but in this case I could execute properly.
You already mentioned Smart Money and Wyckoff, but more specifically, what strategies were you using to place this individual trade?
Well, I think the obviously this trade hit 10 hours, but I risk a little bit less than 1%. In order to get higher trades, the key to do so is trying to catch a scalp or an intraday trade mixed with a swing trade, or if you're catching a scalp mixed with an intraday trade. So you know that the amount of pips that price can move away from your entry is going to be bigger compared with only focusing on a scalp. So in this particular trade, what I did was select a higher time frame level, and I framed a scalp setup inside of it. And well, I took that trade with a 4 pip stop loss, and the take profit was 40 pips.
So you end up using proper risk management to complete the whole target all in one trade.
Exactly. Yes. In this case, in this particular trade, I risk a little bit less, like I said, than 1%. The maximum drawdown for the account was only 0.14%, which I think is awesome. I'm very proud of myself. Thank you. But yeah, in the end, the only thing that matters is risk management, psychology, and doing the proper analysis, obviously.
So you being an educator as well as myself within VVS Academy, was there any sort of collaboration with the students of VVS Academy to help you make this trade?
Well, I do live sessions 3 times a week usually, and in these live sessions, I usually go over a lot of pairs. I concentrate most on USD, and this particular trade, I shared my idea of shorting from there from 4 days before of the trade coming. And well, I think a lot of people took advantage of that idea of shorting from that specific level, which was a range of about 10 pips. And well, if you are in BBS, you already know how to frame a setup within a range where we know that price is likely to reverse from. So yes, I'm very happy that a lot of people took advantage of that short, and obviously the long, because we also longed USD to get to that level. So basically we bought to sell, and yes, I'm pretty happy with the result, and more even knowing that people from the Academy is taking advantage of them as well.
That's fantastic. So why did you choose the prop trading over other prop firms?
So the main reason I decided to do the prop trading challenge is because I saw the interview did to the owner, and I was confident enough that it was legit, and the fact that it was cheaper, the payout is bigger compared to other prop firms, and also the take profit is smaller. So all these factors are going to help my psychology, and in the end is going to make me be and feel better about the trades I take. So overall, I choose it mostly because of the interview you make
What is your strategy for passing the last step before being funded, the verification? And then once you are funded, what is your strategy for keeping the account as long as possible?
Well, for the verification stage, what I will do is obviously I'm going to take it easy. I have 2 months to hit 4%. It's very doable and easy to do. So I will try to take it, not trying to get into higher trades. The idea is to make it as soft as possible, hitting 2-hour trades or maybe 4 1-hour trade, and that's it. And then for the real account, what I'm planning to do is to build a cushion of some $1,000 in order to then look for higher trades once I have that base or capital to play with. That will help my psychology. If I end up being wrong on some trades, that's okay. Obviously, losing is part of the game, but helping and knowing yourself on how to increase or improve your performance as much as possible is key in this game.
The last question I have for you before we actually take a look at the chart and we can go over the exact trade that you took to end up passing is, do you have any suggestions for traders that want to pass as well? What can they do to be as likely as possible to actually pass the challenge?
Okay, for those traders who want to pass the challenge, if you're using smart money, I don't know if maybe you're advanced about smart money or not, but you need to understand that the risk management is the most important thing, and the psychology as well. So even if you try to catch big trades like I try to do myself, keep in mind that it's not the most important thing. The most important thing here is hitting a target without breaking any of the rules. So if you can do that by only taking 1-hour trades or 2-hour trades, it's more than enough. In 4 trades, hitting only 2 hours, you can pass the challenge, and that's it. You don't need to hit a home run. So focus on passing the challenge. Don't focus on being right or trying to be a superhero or a superstar of hitting higher trades, because that's not the end goal of being a prop trader, basically.
Fantastic answer. Let's go ahead and take a look at the charts where you can show us exactly what you're looking for, what you took on this trade, and what to look for future trades so that other traders can pass as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the overall view of what you were looking for this trade, and then we can go into a little more detail, and then we can look at the MyFXBook.
Okay, perfect. So looking at EURUSD from the weekly chart, we know that it's bullish, but in spite of being bullish, if we look at the daily chart, we see price making lower lows and lower highs. Basically, smart money is distributing and expanding lower, grabbing external liquidity, going after internal liquidity, and then external over and over again. So when price was pushing higher here, I was looking price to reach this area where smart money previously distributed orders from. So if we go into lower time frames, specifically the 1-hour chart, we can see that price has mitigated these orders that smart money accumulated up here, and after moving away from this area, it left behind a liquidity imbalance with an unmitigated order block. So when price was hitting this level, which was my main point of interest where I wanted to frame a trade idea, I was looking at the 1-minute chart and specifically the 15-second chart as well. We don't need to get into details, but the important thing here is that I confirm a trade setup by having a Wyckoff distribution that was completed. So when price came back to test the distribution, I decided to enter this beautiful trade that ended up hitting 10 RRs. My main objective was hitting this level, because hitting this level will mean that I was going to pass the challenge. I knew that price had more potential to go lower, but in spite of that, I decided to take my profit here, which was a coincidence that price hit this level and quickly made a nice bounce to the upside.
Very nice. So that was probably very advanced for a lot of users. So where can they, other than VVS, where else can they go to find out more information on this way that you trade?
Yeah, obviously they can go and check out my YouTube channel, which is Smart Money Source, where I have, if you check the playlist, I have a place with organized teachings where you can learn from zero smart money. Obviously, you need to know the basics about Forex first, but once you do, you can check that in my YouTube channel.
Perfect. I'll have the top link in the description for your YouTube channel. And then as well as VVS, of course, you were saying that you do live sessions 3 times a week?
Yeah, 3 times a week. The best thing about the live sessions is that you get to see my thought process when I try to blend Wyckoff and smart money concepts, which is the most important thing, because you might know the concept, but you don't know how to actually apply them on real market conditions. So that's what I do on the live sessions, trying to look for good trading opportunities. Some days, obviously, we are going to have very good trades, and some days there are not going to be trades. Not every day is going to be a trading day. Remember that. You have to be patient, wait for price to get to your level, and obviously have a good risk management.
Right, right. And then we'll have the link to the Discord in the description as well for anyone to join if they'd like. Of course, there is a paid member section in there for the VVS members. So now that being said, can we go ahead and go into a little bit more detail, a little bit longer explanation of exactly what you're looking for this trade before we go into the MyFX book?
Yes, for sure. So basically, when prices hit any point of interest where we expect a reversal to happen, if this point of interest is from the higher time frame, you know that the expansion that we'll have will be related to the higher time frame. So it's not the same a point of interest within a 5-minute trend compared to a point of interest within a daily trend. In this case, as this is from a daily trend, I knew that the potential for price to go lower was much bigger. So if we look here on lower time frames, let's use the backtest mode so we can actually look at lower time frames. On the 15-second chart, we can see a price was showing a little bit of divergence on volume mixed with price. Basically, there was no intention of continuing buying at these levels. And more, if we look at this particular volume bar mixed with this candle right here, where we see that we have very high volume and price is not pushing higher, it's not making progress. Here the same, price decides to go a little bit lower here and volume increases, telling us that smart money is actually shorting. And when price tried to go higher one more time here, again, we have the same situation, very high volume and price not making a move to the upside. And if you know Wyckoff, you are probably going to identify this as preliminary supply, buying climax, automatic rally, secondary test. In this case, we didn't have any kind of UTAD or uptrust. And after the break of market structure, right here, we can see that price came back to this area, which is the order block where smart money actually accumulated orders and mitigate the shorts and the longs and adding more shorts to push price lower. And this was exactly my entry and my stop loss that, as I told you before, it hit 10 RR. Yeah, and it was a beautiful trade.
Excellent. Let's go ahead and take a look at the MyFX book.
Here in MyFXBook, you can see the equity, the drawdown, the gain I had. It says 3.14% of drawdown, but you know that I first built like a cushion to build my riskier trades from. And actually the drawdown for the account, for the 200 account, was 0.14, which was the maximum drawdown I had from the capital point of view. And from here it took off and I hit the target. And it's very funny that my target for this specific trade was exactly to hit the target of the 8%. So that's why it says exactly 8% here.
And then, so you end up using 40 lots for this last trade, which probably sounds like quite a lot for most traders that are used to trading a normal account. But of course, this is not actually going to be that much percentage-wise for leverage times value for the actual size of the account.
Yes. So obviously the lot size, it not only depends on the risk you're willing to take, but it also depends on the win ratio you have. So if you have a very good win ratio, then you can maybe risk more than 1%, but you should know beforehand what is the priority of price of what is the probability of your trades hitting how many stop loss in a row. So by knowing that, you can increase or decrease your lot size and you're mixing it with your risk. So for this trade here, as you can see, this was the trade, the winner trade. I used 40 lots. This was the entry price, and this was the amount of pips that was 40, and I was in the trade for about 17 hours.
And right next to that, we can see the full gain with the prop trading. Of course, you need to gain 8% on an account in total to end up passing.
Yes, and as I was on, I had 0.14% of drawdown. I need to make in this trade 8.15% to hit exactly 8%. So yeah, it is very funny to see how it works. It worked very perfectly and precise.
Excellent. So are we able to share this MyFX book with other people?
Unfortunately, there is no way because I tried to verify it, but I don't know if it is a problem with the broker or not. I tried to quickly put it on public and generate an URL, but I cannot. I tried to verify, but apparently it only works for MT4. There is no instruction on how to do it on MT5. I Google it, but there is no way. If you guys know, you can tell me how to do it because I will be more than happy to share with you the results and if there is anything you want to know about my account.
Excellent. Yeah. If we get that sorted out, then I'll have the link in the top description as well. That being said, thanks so much for coming on the interview with me. Looking forward to having more traders in the VVS that you can help educate.
Thank you, Lake. Thanks for having me on and see you guys in the next one.
One last thing that I want to mention before we end off the video, this is something that Smart Money Source found in a community discussion. So basically, an agreement that happens between the prop trading and you, once you end up passing the verification and you get funded, you get to sign this contract, which ends up giving you the funded account that you can actually start making money off of. Within this contract, there is this clause in here that says a maximum of 2.5 lot exposure per instrument. This one in particular is for the 50K account. So for example, if you were doing the 200K account, as Smart Money Source is, and as he just passed, then he would actually end up having a maximum of 10 lots. Now, 10 lots, of course, being $1 million on major currency pairs, quite a lot of money to begin with, but that's only going to be 5x leverage. So I actually reached out to the prop trading to see if this was legitimate, what was going on here, and seeing if it was in conflict with what they're saying on the website as well. And so they were basically saying that many traders have progressed to the funded account with the result from one single trade executed in a phase. From that reason, initially we are limiting the max lot exposure per instrument to protect the trader's account. Note that the leverage and account size remain the same on traders can still open positions on other instruments. So keep that in mind. If you want to trade different instruments, you can still do that as well. So it's just a lot size limit per this contract. It's only a lot size limit per instrument. So you can still use the full maximum leverage that you're given. It's just on a per instrument basis. So there's actually still no worries there at all. And then they also acknowledge the efforts to reach a funded account, and we cannot simply allow our traders to take the same extreme risk they did during the evaluation program and lose their account in a single trade. This rule applies to the initial 3 months of the contract only. After 3 months into the fund account, the prop trading will have learned more about your trading style. The max lot exposure per instrument will be removed. So this is only going to be for the first 3 months of your funded account to have this restriction. And again, this is only per instrument. So you can trade Euro USD, 2.5 lots, and GBP USD. So it's not only 5x leverage in total, it's just 5x leverage basically per instrument. So you can split that up and you can trade more than one thing at one time. So it's really not too restricting, but just wanted to bring this note out there because it's something that I didn't know about before, and it came to my attention just recently. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, check out Smart Money Source. His link is going to be right here, as well as in the top of the description below. And if you're ready to get started with VVS or the prop trading, those links are also in the top of the description below as well. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.